Do,
Bum
do,
bada bum
do,
bum
do,
bada
do,
bum
do,
bum
do,
bada
do,
bum bada
do.
bum
Gifted
bum. Gifted
balls.
boss.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Nice. So I'm loving the
Exciting.
outfit tonight. You look good.
Thank you. Well, I didn't. I had a busy day today, and I got out of the house early. Didn't shower, and just been busy all day. So wanted to shower before recording and playing games. So I did put on my Chewbacca pajamas. So
That is
thank
pretty
you.
awesome.
Those of you who can't see, I do have some sweet Chewbacca full length pajamas on.
I mean, I can barely tell the difference between you and Chaka. So
Yes, see, that works out well.
so thank you all for joining us to another
Yes.
Kilted Balls episode. It's me, Ball Buster, and Chewbacca online
Yep.
with us.
Special guest Chewbacca. We do
And
have what's that, episode 46?
this is episode 46, which
That is
is
awesome.
that's actually my age is 46.
Oh, that's mine too. This should be extra special day. Well, it kind of is extra special day. This is going to be, is it going to, are we going to release it tonight or tomorrow?
We'll release it tonight.
Tonight. But it is our special Thanksgiving episode.
It is our
Thanksgiving is
Thanksgiving
tomorrow.
episode. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody who's watching.
Yes.
I'm starting the night with a Bloody Mary, which I know spurs different thoughts in people. It's kind of like a cheating Bloody Mary because it's V8 and some Chipotle vodka. But at the
Oh, there you
Byers
go.
family, we will often have Bloody Marys on Thanksgiving that the
Mhm.
family makes, and they're very good and they're very tasty. They're kind of hardcore, but they're Bloody
Nice.
Marys. And so I thought, you know what? On our Thanksgiving episode, I'm going to start with Bloody Mary. So,
Nice.
yay.
I have I actually have a little drink I'm sipping on, a split open and melt. It's an imperial stout brewed with banana, vanilla, and graham cracker.
And it's good.
So yeah, it's really good.
Cheers.
I had this last week. Cheers. So when we were playing, I had this last week. It was good. It's a local place here in Charlotte.
So I'm having a mild issue here.
What's going on?
I haven't shaved for a long time. Not because
Yeah.
of No Shave November, just pure laziness.
Mm-hmm.
But this mustache is getting big. Every time I take a drink, there's like stuff on it.
Save it for later.
I don't like that. I don't like that
Oh.
feeling. So maybe I need to trim this. How do
You
you
could-
trim a mustache?
You could just shave the mustache and leave like the beard and the neck beard part.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the online listeners. This is what it would look like. I
Sweet.
think this looks a little silly.
Maybe.
Maybe a little silly. So I wanted to talk about things that we're thankful for, but
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting going around family tomorrow. I was trying to think, am I gonna talk about crypto and NFTs around families?
Do you think it's possible for you not to? I mean, you
First
have a
thing I
giant
said today
family.
Was, Kilted sold his board 8. And they're like, the two of them were like, what's that? And Mindy was like, which one is that? And I'm like, right. So
Yeah,
never mind.
that's
So
awesome.
I'm like sitting here going, if I'm talking to people and, we have a banker in the family, I'm sure he has opinions. And
Mhm.
obviously my sister is a IP attorney, so she has opinions. So I'm like, do I really want to talk to them all about that?
Yeah. I imagine it's going to come up for me.
For you, it'll come up for sure.
Yeah, because well, actually, the first time I met Gina's brother, his wife had bought some Bitcoin when it was at 55. This was before the dip.
Okay.
So he wasn't really excited that it was back down, and I was like, I'm like, you don't lose it until you sell. So I'm like, don't even think about it. Don't look at it. So I haven't had a chance to talk to her since it's come back up. You know, if she sold it at 60 or whatever, just because she couldn't handle the pressure, or if she's still holding now. So it's definitely going to be interesting.
I mean, that's happening. This isn't happening because we have a plan, which we talked about last time, but my Shiba's way down. I'm like, I don't care.
Cardano's way down. I have no idea what's going on.
And I'm excited that everything's down because earlier I was thinking I wanted some Solana, which I know is hilarious because fuck Solana, but I'm probably going to buy it if it hits, 200.
Yeah.
Because I want a little bit more, because I want to see what it's like to buy NFTs on their network.
Yeah. And that's the smart thing to look at too. I started thinking about that for myself. Like, I'm definitely strong in Ethereum as far as use case. I mean, Bitcoin's going to be the master. We don't talk about it much. I don't have a lot of Bitcoin, but it's something that I would like to have more of. But I think other things are going to grow more. But we don't know if Ethereum is going to be like a pets.com or something that was a big early and then didn't quite make it, or like
Right.
or like a, one of the things I was listening to said that Google search was number 8 at one time in search. So, I don't know if we don't know if Solana, if Cardano, if any of these other platforms is going to be that number 1. And to me, I was like, why don't I have more diversified as far as that's concerned? Like,
you're saying you should be more diversified.
in those, not just different kinds of altcoins, because the different altcoins I'm diversified in, they have different use cases. So like the Freeway token I got is a lot like a Celsius, where it's lending and stuff. And I think that the lending and the staking and their kind of returns that people are going to be getting is something that's going to be very big down the road as far as things go well with the SEC and all that. But yeah, you're right. I am diversified.
You are. And I think often that I need to be more diversified, but you're right. I mean, things that were really big, AOL, Ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
There's waves, right? There's waves, and people can adjust and people don't adjust, and it goes back and forth.
Yeah. Because even if it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, $1,000 is a lot of money. But even if you just have $1,000 invested in these other platforms that you don't know, what if a Polygon turns into the number 1 Ethereum and you end up getting, I don't even know what Polygon is at the time right now, but if you have $1,000 worth of them, how much that would increase if it ends up being the winner, so to say. I think there's enough room for everybody, but it's all going to go up and things are going to move and switch. But
see, I disagree. I don't think there's enough room for everybody.
You don't think so for different sorts of platforms and stuff? I
Well,
mean, look at Google and
2,
Bing.
But Google and Bing, Yahoo, right? But you're talking about, what are there right now? 300 plus cryptocurrencies?
As far as no, there's thousands. I'm just talking about
even worse. Even worse.
But you're talking about different things, like the Ethereum mainnet. Like Ethereum mainnet is in a battle, so to say, with a Cardano or with a Solana, because they all do the same thing.
Yes.
But Ethereum and Dogecoin really aren't competitors because it's not the same thing.
Right.
They're different. They're both cryptocurrencies, but they both do different things, is what I'm talking about. And then, of course, all the layer 2s that are going on, that's a whole different game when you start talking about those. That's what I was just going to say.
You can't think Polygon's going to be successful if you don't think Ethereum's going to be successful. Polygon can't be successful without Ethereum. Right?
Yeah. Well, our Ethereum's already successful. I think it's going to be more successful. But yeah.
I mean, that's the difference. I heard someone close to me today talked about one of their friends they found out today has 2 million in crypto assets.
That is awesome.
I'm like, we're all going to make it.
Is it somebody who you wouldn't expect to have that sort of money put away, or just somebody who made good choices, amazing choices a couple years ago with a couple $1,000?
Probably done it within the last month or 2.
That is awesome.
Right. And if people like that are doing it, who, I would trust with lots of money, I'm like, oh, that means we're doing the right stuff. They don't make mistakes, right?
Good. That's super exciting.
So I was like, ooh, that's good to hear. Good to hear.
Mm-hmm. So when people who you trust for that sort of information and stuff, we're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. So just gotta stick with the plans, right?
Yeah.
Stick with the plans.
Can I have a confession on here?
Oh, please. People, we're having confession
I
time.
I have a confession, and I'm trying to word it where I don't sound like a jackass.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
one of
know
those
you could
kind of
be a
confessions.
jackass.
So honestly, Thanksgiving is kind of weird for me because in my life, I'm constantly giving thanks all the time.
I hear you.
So it's not, yes, it's special because you get more family and friends and things like that. So it's
And
a
pie.
special day.
Don't
And I
forget the
actually,
pie.
and the pie, and I actually get to watch a Lions game. So those things for me are very special. But I mean, as far as like the extra giving thanks, it's kind of weird for me because I'm like, I mean, I still do because it's the day too, but in my life, I'm very thankful that something switched many years ago for me where I'm just in a constant state of giving thanks for everything, good and bad.
And that's why Gary Vee loves you.
He does follow me. We're friends. I think we're almost best friends.
Rank your best friends. Which, I mean, let's go with that. I know a lot of people hate on Gary Vee, but that's something that I'm thankful for because I'm excited for his new book. But even if, so this is funny. So this is my same argument I use with atheists. So I have a lot of atheist friends, and it's the same argument I use with them. Even if Gary Vee is a fraud, even if it's only about making the dollar, even if he is a blowhard douchebag, right? Even if everything those people say about him, all of it is true, even if all of what they say is true, the message is still legit.
Yes.
The message is still the right message. So, you know what? When you cry about Gary Vee, they don't cry about the message. They don't say, Can you believe this guy says you should be kind? Can you believe he says you should be? Nobody says that.
No.
What they say is like, oh, well, it must be nice to start with $30 million. Or, oh, he's just saying that because he's just rugging you all and you don't know it. Like, the message is still good. The message is still real. And yes, by the way, that is my argument with atheists and stuff. And they're like, well, you know, I don't believe in Jesus. I'm like, so? And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, what about his message? Well, how can you believe in the message? I'm like, the message is still legit. Love people, love people. I go, so whether you believe Jesus was a fraud, I had a friend say that once. He goes, Christianity and Jesus was the biggest con man to ever live. And I'm like, I go, so you're saying Jesus's whole gig, the whole gig was to con people into loving each other.
Yeah. Shame on him.
I'm like, what a jerk. And they're like, well, but I go, what was the con? I go, did you think he was pulling in money from us now?
Yeah.
I'm like, what was the con? I'm like, the con was he told you to give all of your money to poor people. Like, he didn't say give it to him. He said, take all of your money, give it to the poor, go out, do everything for everybody else, serve everybody, love everybody, forget who you are as a person, as an independent, and be a person helping everyone.
It's too bad that got lost from a lot of people over the years. But yes, that's definitely the message.
That's what Gary Vee is spreading.
Yes.
He is spreading Jesus's message.
Are you saying he's Jesus?
I'm not saying he's Jesus. I was very specific. I said he is spreading
I'm teasing.
Jesus's message.
He is. He does, like, yes, that's one thing you don't hear people complain about.
No.
Is his message.
And again, notice that's the communities that we gravitate to, right? So the V Friends Discord is that way. The Uncaged Discord, that's why we love NFTs. So next thing that I'm thankful for, literally the NFT community. I get on our Twitter, I say good morning. It blows good mornings. Everybody on there is like, good morning. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna do awesome. You're gonna do great things.
Yep.
Right? One of the guys on the Discord was like, ooh, I have a huge job interview tomorrow. And everybody's like, yeah, go get that job.
Yeah.
Everybody is positive. It's the message you and I have been preaching. And so one of the big things with NFTs is all of these people who've been looking for this community of financial hippieism
Mm-hmm.
are finding that. That's
Yeah.
my new word, financial hippieism.
Nice. I think you can get that. Is that available on ENS?
What'd you say? I should make that. Yeah, I think
No,
you're right.
that's exactly what I was going to say too. As far as one of the things that I've been super thankful for is the communities, are the people that I've met. I mean, you and I have been friends for years. We're always going to be friends, but up until, well, that was one thing that I was thankful for COVID. We started hanging out, even though online, at least once a week, and we've continued that. And now we're talking, we're sharing with other people out there, we're sharing with our friends, and so hopefully the people are getting value of it. But yes, the communities are awesome. All the people that I've met in the NFT space and NFT Twitter and talked to and been harassed by, I think it's awesome.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. The whole thing is good. If I got on Twitter tonight and was like, I regret selling my bat, I want to get back to my bat, I'd probably get 50 messages right away on strategies to get back to my bat.
Yeah.
Because they want everybody to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at least the people perceive, like the people are putting it out that we're all living in a world of abundance, which is something that I agree 1,000%. Because you're getting, because someone is getting theirs, selling their ape at 50 instead of 30. I'm excited for them.
Yes.
The world is abundant. The NFT space is abundant. Like anyone who's in it right now, as long as you're like doing some of the things we talk about, doing your research, paying attention to the communities, you hopefully people aren't falling into these rug pulls or anything like that by following that advice. But you're meeting some awesome people and not spending your last dollar instead of buying baby diapers. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, for sure. So that's something I'm thankful for.
Yes.
I'm thankful for some of the art I've seen. Drift's story, Drift's art.
Yes.
I love that.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Right. I just think the whole thing about that, again, it shows the power of the NFT community.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that. I'm really thankful we got to work with Taco Bell.
Yes, I sent Taco Bell a message today. So yeah, it was just that it was one of the YouTubes I was listening to. They were talking about artists and this new platform and some things they're going to be doing. And I just thought that it would be maybe something she would be interested in. So I sent her a quick message.
She did her final wedding. So we'll have to hear
I saw that.
Next story,
That's awesome.
Next part of her entrepreneurial journey, right?
That's crazy.
That's the other thing. We're all changing our journeys right now. So that's crazy too. Don't get me wrong, people. I'm still teaching. That's not a journey. That's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you and I, we have, I mean, I know you have a couple exciting things coming up, and you and I have an exciting thing that we've really been looking at and everything. So I am super excited about that. And it's a big pivot.
It's huge pivots.
Although something to be, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say one thing I am thankful for, and I've expressed it a little bit on here, but I had a really difficult Q1. Like there were a lot of changes in my life during that Q1.
Yeah.
But if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be here now. And I'm super thankful it happened. And, I wish, the best for everyone involved. And I'm just super happy to be in this space. And I might have to sell a VeeFriend or two, because I was just informed today that I might be the full owner of the warehouse.
High freaking five.
So it would be worth selling a couple VeeFriends to be able to do that and to just have all that wrapped up and then just own the warehouse myself. So that's pretty exciting.
I think Kilted Balls should buy the warehouse.
We could do that.
That's already looking at the reason I came up with my latest business proposal was because I was trying to think. I'm like, it'd be really cool if I did this stuff in a warehouse. I wonder if I should buy a warehouse. And then I thought, wait a second, I have access to a warehouse. I don't have to buy a warehouse.
We might have to talk after this. Actually, I
Right?
didn't even, I don't know, because that was my thinking, like that's what would happen. But yeah, we could have it. Yeah, let's talk more about that.
Look at this, people. See, you are watching the business journey unfold. By the way, we record a lot of the talks that we do after this. And so there is bonus footage for the
Yeah.
Kilted Balls podcast. Sometimes funny, sometimes not, but there's bonus footage all the time. And we've got NFTs that someday we'll release that will give you the bonus footage if you want.
Yeah.
So
Go back and
interesting side note
reminisce.
there. You can reminisce and be like, what business are they talking about? Because we'll get off and we'll talk about, so, some of our business stuff, because not everything that we do business wise is public. So there's a lot of that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
heck yeah. So thankful for Taco Bell and what she's doing.
Mhm.
I'm really thankful for the interviews we got to do. Like, you don't get to
Yes.
sit down and ask those people those questions. And that's really cool,
Mhm.
right?
I'm looking forward to doing more. And I know that, especially
We
this
should do
time of
so many
year,
more.
things get crazy. But we
Yes.
have people willing to, and we have even that format that we did with Joe was super, super cool. Where because I mean,
Yes.
being somebody new, he has a lot of questions. And yeah, I my end, that's one of the things that I've actually written down in my journal. Like I need to see if when we're doing this, if we could somehow be doing an IG live or a Twitter spaces or something like that.
For sure. For sure.
I have no idea if that's possible through Zoom, but it would be cool.
I don't know. But yeah, I agree. It'd be a cool thing. The Twitter spaces, it's just people talking.
Yeah. See, I've never actually seen one, so I wasn't sure how it was. I mean, we
At
did
least
the
for
IG
me, they're
live.
always just listening.
In the V Friends news, they're ready, but I mean, their schedule is funky, so we need to figure out a Friday or Saturday to record. And
Well,
just
we have a Friday and a
have
Saturday
them on.
coming up here.
That is true.
It's almost like they happen every week.
They do. They do.
For sure they do.
Might have to send some messages.
That's right. I'm thankful for our D&D group.
Yes.
I don't know how long we've been meeting as a group, but a year or so.
No, it's been longer than that.
Let me rephrase that. For the campaign we're on right now.
Oh, for the new campaign, yes.
I wonder, when did we start that? Was it last school year? Like August, September?
Yeah, because then he wanted to take the summer off. And we had quite a few weeks in there before summer came. So yeah, it's been over a year. We should ask tonight.
Yeah, that group and the love they show is so good. So I did a thing on Uncaged that you don't know is me doing it. But this is making me laugh, people. So I'm online yesterday, and the Ragers were on, and I said, "Hey, Ragers, good to see ya." Right? And they're like, "Yeah, Ballbuster." They're like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Just sitting here waiting for somebody to have a baby." Because the Ragers are having a baby, and they're like, "Us too, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "I'm just really upset that we haven't had like a betting pool or squares for when the thing is
that's funny.
come." And they were like, "Why haven't we done that?" And they're like, "That's it. We're doing it right now." And so now there's
so that was you
going on.
I put mine in.
I put mine in tonight, and I see Jamie has his name on there.
Awesome. See, I just did mine because it was funny. I mean, I guess it was their actual due date, but I liked the 1222221.
You liked the 1 2
2221.
2 2.
What is that? An anagram?
Yeah.
What is that? Whatever it's called.
I would believe you. Oh, I see your name on there. I'm a week before you.
Nice.
So not a lot of people picking the due date.
I just thought it was a sweet number.
Like almost nobody thinks it's going to go late.
No, but that's super cool. That's awesome.
Right. And again, it shows you the power of these communities. Like everybody is going all in on the Ragers babies, like when it's going to happen and what's going down.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
What else are we thankful for today?
I mean, those are the super big ones. Just for me,
I have a new friend.
Oh, do you?
So I met this girl. Her name's Gina. Kind of a
Awesome.
single mom. I'm thankful to have met her.
Nice. I am as well.
And she has
I'm
a kid.
super thankful to have met her. Someone was laughing at me. Oh, you were laughing at me yesterday. I said I sounded like a dad.
I was telling everybody today, I went and saw my fam for a little bit. And I was like, Jared's like a daddy now. So, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Chewbacca daddy.
Yeah, the laws here in North Carolina are funky because even though my condo was purchased after everything, to sell it, both people have to sign off on it. So, I've been in talks, and she's like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And I'm like, yes, I'm sure.
That's a weird law.
It's crazy because the buyer doesn't want the other half to come and say, "Oh, I should have been part of this,"
right?
Even though I was after everything. So
I wonder what happens like if you're in a really bad spot, like with your spouse, like then you just can't sell until it's finalized.
You just have to wait. Yeah. So I mean, she was fine. I sent her a shipping label today to be able to send it back and all that stuff.
Well,
so then, like I said, we started having the other talks. So, that's good as well.
Heck yeah. I'm thankful for Ethereum.
I am thankful for Ethereum.
I think it's changing people's life, and I think that's good.
I think it's changing. Yeah. I mean, and it's weird because when I was first starting to get into it, there's a person that I used to see at events in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And she's one of the people, like every year I saw her, she was doing a different MLM. And that,
sure.
Some people are like that, but she loved my sheets and she'd always get some sheets and things like that. But like, it was probably January time. Like I saw her Facebook posts and it was an MLM that had something to do with Ethereum. I never went back and looked at it, but I just remember people saying, "Oh, like I lost everything because of that stuff. It's a scam, blah, blah, blah." And then especially like learning more. And I'm like, how, I guess it happens where people don't necessarily spend only what they can afford to lose and then sell when it's down. Because that's the only way you can lose. That's the two ways you can lose. Spend money you can't afford to lose and then sell when it's down.
Right.
So it's just one of those things, like, to look at it and it's changed so many people. Well, I mean, just people that we know in this space and friends that we have, and we've had this talk where to be able to do what we do and to, have what we've done, it's just been a mix of like good choices and just being in the right spot and being okay to do that.
Well, one of the big things with me, and this is where, like you and I differ from a lot of our peers, not in this space. Like I'm looking at some of my real estate, right? We've talked before, I have a whole bunch of rentals, and I thought, you know what, maybe it's time to get rid of the rentals and do more with crypto. And the reason why, and this is bizarre, totally different, I feel like I have more control over the crypto. With stocks, people talk about, well, with stocks, you can do so much research and there's so many financials and there's so much of this. I always felt I had zero controls over stocks. And I remember we got into a fight with a buddy who was like, well, stocks, you can read all of that stuff and you can read all the stuff. And I remember at the time going, that's bull, because a company can have the best numbers ever and tank and have the worst numbers ever and go to the moon, because the numbers are supposed to tell you and they don't.
No,
they don't tell you that because there's too many shady things going on. And so it's a lie. So my favorite one recently is GameStop. There's no reason GameStop should be high.
Yes, there is.
None at all.
Because it's been shorted so much.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm in the GameStop ape community as well. I'm one of those people.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, if you go by the numbers, like this person was saying, go by the numbers. That's it. You can research it. If you research GameStop, you're never going to buy it
at the price it is now.
You wouldn't have bought it back then.
No, I
That's
mean,
why they were short selling, is because nobody was going to buy it.
yeah, at the 30 whatever dollars.
Yes.
Or
Right?
whatever it
And
was.
it took off. And why did it take off? Because people were doing shady stuff with shorts. And so it took off. But there's other companies that have had fantastic financials and have tanked.
Yep. Well, that was like trying to explain. I mean, we've talked on here. I drank all the Tesla Kool-Aid. You know, I'm a big fan. And talking with Matt, because he does some stock investing as well. And he's like, I have no idea how you can explain to me why Tesla is $700 a share. Because, I mean, really, it's because people have bought into what they think it's going to do.
Right.
So it's not like what it's actually, I mean, it ends up being what it's actually valued at, because that's what people are trading for.
That's what they're trading for.
And so it was funny. He never bought any, but you know, I think that was before the triple split.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. That stocks are a gamble. Crypto's a gamble. They're both gambles. And people who go, yeah, but those have research. The research is fake. They're numbers that people are giving you to make you feel better about the choices you make.
Yeah.
And crypto is also gambling, but everybody understands it's gambling. And there's no tricks. There's nobody out there shorting crypto. There's not anybody doing insider trading on crypto.
Yeah. I mean, Shiba, what is it, like 10 wallets own 80% of the Shiba? I mean, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
But you know that. You can do the research to see that 7 or 10 or whatever, it's a low number.
Yes.
Own most of the Shiba out there. And if those people dump, it's gone. What's that?
That's one of the things I started doing with stocks, coincidentally. I stopped looking at the numbers and started looking at who owned the stock and what were they doing with the stock. And so like if I would pull up like their board of directors who all get stock things and look at what they bought and sold last year. And if they had made a whole bunch of sales, I was like, nope. If they were buying more than their shares, I was like, they know something. You can't tell me the board of directors doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things about crypto too. I don't mind buying when it's I mean, I don't want to buy when it's shooting up.
Right.
Like that, then that's a little bit of FOMO, because things do tend to come back. But like Solana being at 200, I was fine buying at 200. I was like, okay. Like it ran up, it peaked a little more, dropped down, and it was kind of hovering there.
Yeah.
I was ready to go, because they do have the NFTs that, you know, and that's one, I think, especially for a lot of chains like that, that's going to be, you know, a first entry point, really.
I think Solana, that's why I'm going to get back in. I'm not getting in because I believe necessarily in Solana, but I believe in the NFTs. And so I want to see those NFTs work before they're cross-platformed. Yeah. So I want to get into Solana, which means I'm going to pay 200, but I think Solana is going to shoot up because they're all going to go up. And Solana is a direct competitor to Ethereum. So it's going to go up too. Right. And this is where you get, like we talked about with the Google and stuff, Solana could beat Ethereum, right?
Yeah.
When we switch from Ethereum mining, like they're hoping that'll make everything better. They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Someone was just talking about that today in a thing I was listening to. The guy was talking about they built everything they had on, I think they built it on Polygon. So because it's easily switched over. But he's like, there's no way we would have survived if this was built on, it was the episode that I sent Taco Bell anyways. But he was like, there's no way we would have survived on Ethereum. He's like, there's no way. But building on Polygon, once Ethereum goes to proof of stake, we're switching everything over.
Because it'll be better.
Yeah.
Right.
And at the same time, getting the Solana, there's more of it, in my opinion, there's more of a chance that Solana is going to 10x as opposed to Ethereum 10xing.
So you think it's more likely, let me make sure I'm saying this right for the community. So you're saying you believe that Solana is going to hit $2,000 before Ethereum hits $42,000.
I think so.
How could that be a bad bet?
Yeah.
Like we're talking like it's gambling. How could that be a bad bet? I cannot envision Ethereum going to 42,000 right now.
There's people out there who think it's going to hit 40 before the pullback.
Right. And it
And
might.
I love
I'm
those
saying,
people. I love
I'm
those
saying
people.
I can't envision it. I can
Yeah.
envision it hitting 10. I can kind of envision it hitting 15 or 17. It's, it's just like the people who say, yeah, Bitcoin's going to hit, 150, 200. Maybe, right? I mean, it will,
Mhm.
but I don't
Yeah.
think it's doing that right now. But Solana going to 2,000, that's really easy for me to swallow.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't feel as a big of a jump. So for it to 10x, it's got to go $1,800. For the other one to 10x, it's got to go $36,000.
Yeah.
That's
And that's a crazy market cap.
it's a huge. So yeah. So anyway, all these conversations, all of this stuff, the way it's making my brain work on the puzzles, I'm thankful for all of this,
Yes.
the entire thing. So yeah,
Actually, I'm really thankful for the SEC because
yeah,
all the stuff that's going on with XRP and Ripple,
yeah,
I think has definitely suppressed that token. And I think that once it's all over, hopefully moving forward, they're not going to regulate by,
well, it's for
by
sure
switching people.
suppressing it. And
Yeah.
the easiest way to tell that it's suppressed is I own this much XRP,
Mhm.
right? 0 for those of you listening. I
Yeah.
own 0 XRP because I tried to buy it and it was tricky and it was confusing. And I'm like, no, why? I can put my money somewhere else.
It was a pain to buy it.
It was a pain, right? But imagine if instead I could have just gone to Coinbase and bought it.
Yeah. Because it's still suppressed. And yeah. So things like that are going to happen where they're building all over the world, and there are banks here in the US just waiting for everything to be over. And I think it's gonna be crazy.
I think what I want to do instead is have you buy the XRP for me. I'll just pay you a
Possibly.
percentage, and then you buy the
Nice.
XRP. So
Well, my first kennel club that I sold went to XRP. When I sold my first free kennel club, Bored Ape Kennel Club,
yeah.
I turned that all into XRP.
And how's XRP doing? Still just stagnant because of the thing?
Down. It's down 20. I think I bought at 120, $1.20. And it is, I think, $1 right now. So it's down. It's fine though.
Yeah, but it's going to go to $10 when it's open in the US.
I think at least it's going to be crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, 104. Sweet. But Cardano is at 169. It's on sale like crazy right now.
Everything's on sale right now.
Yeah. So no, I'm thankful for that. And that's one of those things that's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, because we'll see what happens with that. I don't want to have to move countries because there's one government organization trying to cripple the United States from being part of a world-changing phenomenon.
Yeah, it's so stupid. So stupid. But that you can be thankful for that right now.
I am. I'm thankful for
and
it.
they won't be stupid forever. That's my thought. They won't be dumb forever. So the US is innovators at heart, so they're not gonna bury their head in the sand forever.
Yeah. So you think there might not be taxation on unrealized gains? You think they might get rid of that before it comes to be?
They will always tax whatever they feel like they can tax.
That's true.
That's just the truth of any government, right? Mm-hmm. That's their business, is taxing. So if they can figure out a way to tax you, they'll tax you. I mean, they tax you on owning a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If they can figure out a way to do it, they'll do it. And so they don't care if it's right. They don't care if it's fair. They just care, can they get away with it?
Mm-hmm. I've looked at some property in Puerto Rico. There are no capital gains taxes there.
At where?
Puerto Rico.
I hear it's nice this time of year.
I think so. Some of the properties are pretty nice too. Although they're about the same size as the condo, only twice as much, but that's ocean view.
Yeah.
So you trade. You
And
trade.
they have hurricanes.
They do have hurricanes.
I know I have
don't know.
hurricanes in Michigan.
I don't know how the schools are. I'm all of a sudden I care about how good schools are.
People worry about schools, and you don't got to worry about schools.
I don't
If
know.
you do
That
what
would
you're
have to be.
supposed to do as a parent, it doesn't matter what school you send them to.
Really? Okay, we'll
You
have to have a talk about that.
You only need the school when you need the school to be the parents.
It's interesting.
Yep. Good blueberries are good blueberries no matter where you put them.
That's true. That makes sense.
And a bad blueberry is a bad blueberry. What you're hoping is to send a bad blueberry to a place where they can put lots of sugar on it, make it look like a good blueberry.
There you go.
Right?
Exactly.
Is what it is for those, like DeWitt has good blueberries. People are like, you guys are such good teachers. Nope, we're just teachers. But we have such good ingredients. We're gonna make sweet ass pies. Sweet ass pies every time.
And good schools.
Well, the school's good because we have good ingredients there, right? That's where my kids go.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I mean, obviously that's what I'm talking about too. What else is going on around there, I think does affect how the schools are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why they had to get rid of segregation and everything like that. Because it was forcing it to happen instead of it being organically happening by just being poor.
Yep.
That's how it worked. So anyway, we have stopped being thankful and started ripping on schools, which means probably a good time to end the episode. Those of you who are our faithful listeners, thank you so much. Right? The whole reason we do the podcast is so that you guys can get something out of this.
Yeah, super thankful for everybody who listens. I really appreciate each and every one of you.
So eat a lot, have a great Thanksgiving, be plump, and we will talk to you after. So this is Kilted. Well, this is the end of the Kilted Balls podcast. This is Ballbuster signing off.
Kilted Dragon Jared. Don't forget to put your cheddar cheese slice on your apple pie.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
Amazing.
Is it really?
It is so good.
All right, cheddar cheese on your apple pie, people. See ya.